What is up, guys? I'm back. It's Amy. I've got the most fantastic meatball recipe for you today ever. This was actually a request. My girl Crooklyn wanted to see the meatballs. I will give you fair warning. They're not regular meatballs. You're not going to put sauce on them. You're not going to put them on pasta. But they are fantastically delicious. They taste like the inside of a wonton. So if you like that, these are totally up your alley. And actually, I originally found the recipe on an Atkins website. So if you happen to do the low carb thing, these are good for you too. If you don't do the low carb thing, you still absolutely will love these. They taste fantastic. I will post the recipe below in comments so you can see that. And the sauce, the dipping sauce I make for them there is no recipe. I mean, I'm sure there is somewhere, but it's not going to be on the website. I don't have a link for it. It's just something I put together. So I'll show you that as well when we're done. So let's get to it. All right, guys, here we go. This is super easy, even for meatballs. I know meatballs are simple. What you will need: 1 pound of ground chicken. I use chicken breast. You'll need a half a pound of ground pork. This is actually a full pound, so I'm not using the whole thing. And guys, as I'm going, I'm just throwing this all in my bowl, as meatballs are a one bowl dish. So just put it all together as you're going here. All right, next up is your 1 egg, guys. Just crack it right on the counter. You're not separating it. You're going to use the whole thing. So throw that in your bowl. Don't mix it up yet. We'll mix it up when we have everything in. So get rid of your shell. Next, you're going to put in, you're going to put in everything. I put in the onion next. Now, you want to chop this up really fine. You could put it in your food processor. You're just going to put it right in the meat, so it needs to be very small because all the cooking it's going to do is in the meatball. So food processor, if you don't want to chop it by hand, don't use a slap and chop because then we won't be friends anymore. So next, you're going to put fresh dill in. If you buy it fresh at the store, it might come in a bag. A lot of people don't work with it. It's got fronds. You're just going to pull off the little softer ends and tips and chop them up. So after they're all chopped, just throw all your fresh dill in the meatballs. You can have about 2 tablespoons. If you use dry, use less. So just throw it all in. Next is your garlic. I have this monster elephant garlic. It comes in a bulb. I broke it off. I don't know why these bulbs are so huge. They're on steroids. I don't understand. So it's 2 cloves. I might just use 1 for this recipe. We'll see how it looks when I get it all cut up. You're going to put it down here and smash it with the knife, okay? This is the sharp end. This is the blunt end. You want the sharp end away from you. So if you put it down on the board and just smack it a few times with the butt of your hand, you're going to crush it, okay? So just hit it a few times. I do this because I don't use a garlic press, okay? You can use a garlic press. That's what the recipe says. If you do this, though, just smash it up and then put some salt, regular salt, on it. It's going to act as an abrasive thing when you slide your knife across, which I'm going to show you. When you do this, you put your knife on it and just kind of push down on the knife and pull it towards you. You're sort of making a garlic paste. Now, I do this all the time. I promise you, with regular garlic, it works very easily. These cloves are humongous, and so it is working. They're just kind of harder to break down. So anyway, I do it this way because I don't own a garlic press. As you see, it turns into kind of a paste. So put all the garlic in, fresh salt and pepper. So pepper first, eyeball it, salt, eyeball that. And I use gloves. I'm a weirdo. Yes, chicken, poultry, any raw meat can be bad. I use gloves because I'm a paranoid freak. Plus, I don't like getting my hands all sticky in the meat. The meat gets sticky. So mix it up real well, guys. Next, you want all your meatballs to be the same size. So I use a scoop. All right, you don't have to use a scoop. You can use a spoon. You can use your hands. You can use whatever you want. But for the sake of them being even, so they'll cook evenly, and so that if you're going by the nutritional content on the recipe, you know that it's correct because everything is divvied up the way that they divvied it up when they did the calculations. So you're just going to scoop it all out until you're done. You should have 18 if you're going by the recipe. And they should all be the same size, guys. So I rolled them between my hands. They look nice. They're round. They're ready to go in the oven. Or I'm sorry, they're not going in the oven. They're going to go in the pan, then in the oven. I tricked you. They're really easy, though. So I use coconut oil. The recipe, again, calls for canola. I like coconut. It's hard at room temperature. I don't know if you've used it, but you just use it measurement for measurement like any other oil. So about 2 tablespoons you're going to put in your pan, which has been already heating over medium-high heat while my oven is preheating to 375. As you see, it melts immediately. It's starting to smoke, so I know it's hot enough. I'm throwing my meatballs in. Now, you're not going to cook them all the way through. This is just to brown them on a few, on all the sides so that they look nice and they don't look like steamed or boiled meatballs when you get them out of the oven. So you're not going to cook them all the way through. You'll hear them sizzle. You'll see them start to brown. And to be quite honest with you, the recipe says 6 minutes. I don't even think I leave them that long. I do put the lid on at first, only because it splatters you with oil if you don't. You don't want to steam these. So you will take the lid off as soon as the oil calms down a little bit. You're just going to turn them over. You might have to turn them a few times. They're round, or they should be. They're meatballs. So, just keep turning them till all the sides are brown. You don't have any raw on the outside. Again, just a few minutes, guys. You're not cooking them all the way through. So once you get them all turned, they look done, but they're not done. All right, so you're going to take them out and put them on a pan to go in the oven. Now, I use parchment paper because they don't stick. You don't have to use parchment paper. You can put them right on your pan. So put them all on your pan. It doesn't matter how they look. It doesn't matter if they're close to each other. Just make sure they fit. And then you're going to take them over to the oven, and you're going to throw them right in the oven. When they come out, 10 minutes, that's all it takes. Look at these. Perfect, right? Basically, if you're not sure if they're done, they do have pork and chicken. How do you know, right? You can poke them. If you're used to doing that, you know how that works. They'll feel firm. They won't feel soggy in the middle. Or you can cut it open. If you're not comfortable pushing on it, cut one open. If it's pink in the middle, it's not done. Okay, it's easy. Pork and chicken. Yes, pork can be a little pink, though that's not healthy. Chicken should never be pink. So, cut one open. You'll have to sacrifice one. Won't look nice. And just check the inside. As you can see, these are not pink on the inside, so the 10 minutes did it well. They were all done, and I'm ready to eat, but I'm going to show you my sauce. So, I use liquid amino acids instead of soy sauce, so you can use soy sauce. You just have it here in your bowl. I already poured some in. You want garlic flavor in there, but you don't want to eat chunks of garlic, so you're just going to cut it into a couple small pieces and crush it. That way, the juices kind of come out a little bit. You're going to get the flavor as it's floating around in your soy sauce or your amino acids. But you're not going to eat big chunks of it. It's just there to taste it, guys. So we put the garlic in. I put lemon juice in. You can put as much as little as you want. It's just for taste. You could use ponzu instead of soy or amino, and that's got a citrus flavor to it as well. So just squeeze however much you want in there. I like quite a bit. And then you're going to put in the green onions that you cut up for garnish and for flavor. I like to dip my meatballs in there and get some of the onion on it. So that's it, guys. Here you have it. You get these fabulous meatballs. You can eat them with a meal. You can eat them as an hors d'oeuvre or an appetizer. Personally, I prefer them as an appetizer. As you can see here, you just eat them with your toothpick. Dip them in the sauce, and hope you guys like it. If you try it, let me know how you like them. You can make any kind of sauce. You could do an Asian type sauce that's not ponzu or soy. You could do garlic. You could do any kind of thing. So make sure you send me pictures if you make these. If you don't make them, you suck. But, subscribe to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/AmyActually. Follow me on Twitter, AmesBell, AMESBELLE, and I'll catch you guys on the flip.